If you are a go-getter like me and a few of my clients, you probably would have felt this. You cannot stop a week. Sometimes it's impossible. It gets really difficult to give ourselves that space to slow down, right? We're always wanting to be on. We're always wanting to be available. We are always wanting to be doing this and doing that. And sometimes when we hear the word slow down, like it feels foreign, right? It feels like, yeah, I get, but I don't think it's for me. If you've ever felt that way, I want to share the 3 steps that I took to start improving in slowing down as a go-getter and how you can also start leveraging the steps. And perhaps I know definitely you're going to experience the shift because it has been what has happened for me. Hello and welcome back. It has been a minute that I've shared a video on my YouTube platform, and I'm so excited to be back. I am looking forward to testing a few new things and really getting into the game once again, posting content. I have been seeing a few people subscribed. Thank you so much for your subscription. And if you're meeting me for the first time, hello, my name is Sharon Samuel Digba. I am a life and business strategist for ambitious entrepreneurs, and I'm also a multiple business owner. And I'm so delighted to share some of my stories and some of the things that I've been working on backstage, behind the scenes of YouTube for the past couple of months. Today, I want to share with you the 3 steps that I took personally to go from someone who can barely slow down or would be working late into the night because I felt just needed to do this, right? I felt like I just needed to show that I could achieve this. I went from that person to being able to take breaks, to being able to feel calm when I'm in the middle of a summit, to being able to sleep, really sleep. That's important, right? And to just like have the slow life, not because I stopped working hard, because I believe that smart work and work is necessary for the growth, but because I just stopped giving myself pressure to perform. 3 simple steps, and then that's it. The first thing I did was to acknowledge that I am absolutely normal. I know, cliche, but not that cliche too, right? I acknowledged that I was totally normal, that I was normal. The fact that someone else outside there felt the same way that I did is a possibility. It's actually a fact. Where you're listening to me right now because you can resonate. So I'm definitely normal because I feel like we tend to want to overcomplicate it, and we tend to want to think to ourselves that, oh, I am the only person who feels this way. So trying to actually go through the process of overcoming that or working through it at best, it seems like we're just like restraining ourselves. But the truth is, when we first understand that we are absolutely normal, the first thing that happens is like we release a breath. Like that breath of fresh air just get released, right? That's the very first thing that happens. And because I was talking to a friend the other day and we're talking about this exact thing. And in fact, it was from our conversation I came about this 3 steps that I have unconsciously walked through because this was exactly what I shared with her, right? So I understood I was absolutely normal. There were people like me. In fact, my friend could relate, and it reenacted the fact that I was absolutely normal because my friend also felt that way, right? So when we acknowledge this is a normal behavior. I am not abnormal for feeling this way. This is a normal response. It's because of the way I'm wired. That is a totally different shift. The shift just like clicks right there. And that's a very, very interesting one. The second thing I did was to forgive myself and every past regret. I know this is like coaching style slash therapy, irrespective of how you feel. Like this is an important step. We need to forgive ourselves. I forgive myself. I forgive myself the sleepless nights that made me become a total mess the next morning because I was just working into the night because I wanted to prove a point. I forgave myself all of that. I forgave myself for how I would snap at a family member because I was having a bad day, because I just couldn't slow down. I was just pushing myself. I wanted to do this. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Being able to push yourself in some instances, okay. But when it's starting to feel like obviously you see growth, obviously there is growth happening. Obviously, you see the bank notes, people are paying you, people are coming into your spaces, the offers are working, but still, you tend to not be able to slow down and you keep pushing yourself hard. Now, that is where this applies because it's, first of all, it's normal. And then, secondly, you need to forgive yourself, just like I did. What are the things I really highly recommend writing a forgive me list? But what do you need to forgive yourself about? Like, that's literally what I did, right? Write a forgive me list. I forgive me list. That's the second step. The third step is being intentional to give yourself grace. The truth is, we will feel that way. Even when we realize that we're normal, we will still feel that way. So it's okay if at the beginning stages you're still a little bit wobbly about it, you still feel that way, it's totally okay. Right? But don't make that your identity continually. If you want to change, then go ahead and change. But we need to be intentional about it and giving myself grace. So one step of intentionality produced another step. I became more intentional with my work and how I showed up for my clients. I became more intentional in setting boundaries, right? I was able to create systems. So those are things about being intentional, creating those systems in place. I was able to bring in one more or two more people in my team to support me in some other things that I didn't want to be able to show up for anymore, right? I protected my energy. These are intentional steps that we got to take. And that is so, so important. Now, if you take these three steps, you will be on your way to cultivating that act of being able to slow down and give yourself grace. Because people will tell you, give yourself grace. Well, what does it actually entail? This is the steps that I took, right? I'm not saying will work most, like, I'm not saying it would definitely work for you 100%, but you get to try it, right? You get to try it because it definitely worked for me and it probably will work for you as well. But just like I said, being intentional is the third step, but it is different for every single person. So you can be intentional in so many ways, right? And it applies to you, it applies to what you're doing, it applies to how you're showing up, right? But if you are in the stage where you are growing your business and you are established in the business and you still feel like, yes, I'm still seated at my work desk at 3 a.m. looking for all of the things that I need to get done, right? When I have probably one or two team members, when I'm already at six figures, I still cannot let go of those responsibilities, then I would love to invite you to take action in this. I call something the Confidence CEO Diagnosis Quiz. This diagnostic quiz will help you in understanding what's really keeping you at the work desk at 3 a.m., even at six figures, even when you probably have one or two team members involved in your business. So go ahead, I've left the link in the description below. Go ahead and run that quiz. It will give you a result that's specific for you after asking a series of questions. And then it would also lead you to the next step to get started on a free series. Thank you so much for being able to stay with me. I appreciate those who have joined this space. And I look forward to sharing more in the future and really connecting with everyone in this space. Remember, you get to slow down. You get to learn to slow down, and you get to give yourself grace as you learn, right? Because it's not just going to happen. If you really want to slow down, as a go-getter, as someone all responsibilities and trying to do everything to actually go through and be open to change, be open to words and advice from others. So the very first step, just like I shared, acknowledge you're absolutely normal. Second step, forgive. Forgive yourself. Write that forgive list today or tomorrow. Go take action right now. Write down that forgive list. Forgive yourself. And finally, just be intentional. That's it. Just be intentional. Set up those systems. Take it one step at a time, and you'll be well on your way. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And if you are established and at six figures, the first step to being intentional is to take the quiz, and I've left that link in the chats. I will see you in another video. Thank you and